Beloved soul, something extraordinary is happening right now, and you were not brought here by chance. Out of millions of voices, out of endless distractions, your spirit was guided, carefully, intentionally, to this very moment. And I must tell you something that may surprise you. The unrest you've been feeling lately, that quiet tension in your chest, that unexplainable heaviness in your thoughts, it is not random. It is a signal, a sacred signal that your spirit is calling for alignment, and Archangel Michael has stepped forward to answer that call. There are moments in life when heaven intervenes directly, when divine forces move beyond the unseen and begin to touch your reality in ways you cannot ignore. This is one of those moments, because what you are about to receive is not just a message, it is a protocol, a step-by-step spiritual alignment that hath been hidden from noise, preserved in silence, and released only when a soul is ready. And right now, that soul is you. You may have tried everything to find peace. You may have searched through advice, distractions, even moments of escape, yet something always pulls you back into that inner storm. That is because true peace does not come from the outside world. It is not something you chase. It is something you align with. And when your nervous system is overwhelmed, when your spirit feels disconnected, it creates a gap, a space where fear, doubt, and heaviness begin to settle in. But hear this clearly. You were never designed to live in that state. Archangel Michael, the Arabic Alif, Arabic Lam, Arabic Ain, Arabic Cloud, Arabic Yet, Arabic Meme protector, the guardian of divine truth, is not distant from you. He is closer than your breath in this moment, standing at the edge of your awareness, waiting for your permission to step in. And the reason you are hearing this now is because your spirit has already whispered that permission. Deep within you, beyond the noise, beyond the stress, there is a part of you that remembers what peace truly feels like. A part of you that knows you are meant for something lighter, something clearer, something filled with heavenly joy. Yet here is the truth that many never realize. Before peace can enter, something must be realigned. The chaos you feel is not just emotional, it is energetic. Your system has been carrying frequencies that do not belong to you. Stress that was never yours to hold. Fear that was never yours to believe. And over time, these have built a barrier between you and the natural state of divine calm that your soul longs for. This is why this moment matters more than you think. Because what is about to unfold is not just guidance, it is activation. A sacred sequence, given through the authority of Archangel Michael, designed to calm your nervous system, clear your inner field, and reconnect you to a frequency that cannot be shaken by the world around you. A frequency of high heavenly joy, the kind of joy that does not depend on circumstances, the kind that flows quietly but powerfully from within. And here is what makes this even more powerful. Once you begin this alignment, you cannot unknow it. You cannot return to the old patterns in the same way. Something within you will shift permanently. A clarity will begin to rise. A calm you have not felt in a long time will start to settle into your body, into your breath, into your thoughts. So I ask you now, gently but intentionally, are you ready to receive this? Because in the next moments, you will be guided into the first step of the Archangel Michael protocol for inner peace. And this first step may seem simple, but it carries a power that most people overlook. It is the doorway, the threshold, the exact point where chaos begins to lose its grip on you. Stay with this. Do not rush away. Because what is coming next is where everything begins to change. There is something you must understand before you can fully step into the peace that is being prepared for you. The tension you have been carrying, the restlessness that seems to rise without warning, the sudden waves of worry or emotional heaviness, these are not signs that you are weak. They are not proof that something is wrong with you. They are evidence that something within your inner world has been pushed out of alignment. And this misalignment does not happen overnight. It builds slowly, quietly, almost invisibly. Each moment of stress that goes unprocessed, each fear that is absorbed from the world around you, each time you silence your inner voice to meet the demands of noise and pressure, it all begins to layer within your nervous system. Over time, your body starts to carry signals that were never meant to stay. Your spirit begins to feel distant from its natural state of calm, and without even realizing it, you begin to operate from a place of tension rather than peace. This is the hidden war within. It is not loud. It does not always announce itself clearly, but it is persistent. It shows up in your racing thoughts when you try to rest. It appears in the tightness in your chest when nothing seems obviously wrong. It whispers in moments where you feel disconnected, even when everything around you looks fine. And the longer it remains unaddressed, the more it convinces you that this state is normal. But it is not. You were not created to live in a constant cycle of internal pressure. Your nervous system was designed for rhythm, for balance, for restoration. Your spirit was designed to feel light, connected, and at peace. And when these two, your body and your spirit, fall out of harmony, it creates the exact sensations you have been experiencing. This is where Archangel Michael steps in, not just as a protector of the external world, but as a guardian of your inner state. His presence is not limited to moments of danger or crisis. He is deeply connected to the restoration of truth within you, the truth that peace is your natural condition, the truth that fear does not have authority over your inner world, the truth that what feels overwhelming right now can be cleared, shifted, and realigned. But here is something many overlook. The interference you feel is not always yours. You move through a world filled with different energies, different emotions, different frequencies. Without even noticing, you absorb stress from conversations, environments, expectations, and even the unspoken emotions of others. These energies settle into your system, creating a kind of background noise that disrupts your natural calm. Over time, this noise becomes so familiar that you stop questioning it. You begin to believe that this tension is just part of who you are. But Archangel Michael is revealing something important to you right now. This is not your true state. This is not your original design. And because it was learned, absorbed, and accumulated, it can also be released. Yet release does not happen through force. It does not happen through struggle. It begins with awareness. It begins with recognizing that what you are feeling is not permanent, and it is not beyond your ability to shift. And this realization alone begins to weaken the hold that chaos has over you. There is also a deeper layer to this that you may not have considered. When your nervous system is overwhelmed, it becomes difficult for your spirit to stay connected to higher frequencies. It is like trying to hear a soft melody in the middle of loud noise. The signal is still there, but it becomes harder to perceive. This is why you may feel distant from peace, from clarity, from that sense of inner knowing that once felt natural to you. But nothing has been lost. The connection is still intact. It is simply waiting for you to quiet the noise enough to feel it again. And this is exactly what the protocol is designed to do. It does not force peace into your life. It removes what is blocking it. It gently brings your system back into alignment so that peace can return on its own, naturally, effortlessly. And as you stand at this point, aware now of the hidden patterns, aware of the inner disturbance, you are already beginning to shift. Even this understanding is opening a doorway within you. A doorway that Archangel Michael is ready to guide you through. Because the next step is where everything begins to change in a tangible way. You are about to be introduced to something simple yet deeply powerful. A sacred action that interrupts the chaos, resets your system, and creates space for divine calm to enter. It may not look dramatic from the outside, but within you, it will begin a transformation that you will feel almost immediately. Stay present. Stay open. Because what comes now is the first true movement toward the peace your soul has been seeking. Listen closely, because what you are about to receive may feel almost too simple, and yet it carries a power that most people have overlooked their entire lives. This is the first step of the Archangel Michael protocol for inner peace, and it begins with something sacred, something your spirit has been craving without you even realizing it. You must pause. Not just physically but completely. A full, intentional pause that interrupts the momentum of everything that has been pulling at you. Right now, in this very moment, you are being invited to step out of the current of noise, expectation, and internal pressure. Because as long as you remain in constant motion, mentally, emotionally, energetically, there is no space for peace to enter. The world has trained you to keep going, to keep thinking, to keep reactive. But Archangel Michael is guiding you into something different. He is guiding you into stillness. And stillness is not emptiness. It is a doorway. It is the exact place where divine presence becomes tangible, where your nervous system begins to reset, and where your spirit can finally be heard again. So gently, without forcing anything, allow yourself to slow down. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw release. Become aware of your breath, not trying to change it yet, just noticing it. This simple awareness begins to send a signal through your entire body that it is safe to let go. And safety is the foundation of peace. As you do this, something subtle begins to happen. The racing thoughts that once felt overwhelming start to lose their intensity. The tension that was gripping your body begins to loosen. It may not disappear all at once, but it softens, and in that softening, space is created. The space is where Archangel Michael moves. You may not see him, but you can feel the shift. A quiet presence, steady and unwavering, stepping into the stillness with you. His energy does not rush. It does not force. It simply exists with a strength that reassures your entire being. And in that presence, your system begins to recognize something it has been missing. A sense of protection, a sense of calm authority that gently pushes back against the chaos. Now here is the deeper truth. When you pause like this, you are not just resting. You are reclaiming control over your inner world. You are breaking the automatic cycle of reaction that has been feeding your stress. You are creating a boundary between you and everything that has been overwhelming you. And in that boundary, peace begins to take root. Stay here for a moment longer. Do not rush past this. Let the silence settle around you. Let your breath become slightly deeper, slightly slower. Notice how your body responds when it is no longer being pushed. Notice how your thoughts begin to organize themselves when they are not being chased. This is the beginning of alignment. Many people underestimate this step because it feels too quiet, too simple. But this is where the shift begins. Without this pause, every other step becomes harder. Without this stillness, the noise continues to dominate. But when you truly allow yourself to stop even for a few moments, you interrupt the entire pattern that has been keeping you stuck. And Archangel Michael honors this moment. Because in choosing to pause, you are choosing to listen. You are choosing to open a space where divine guidance can enter without resistance. Feel that for a second. You are not alone in this stillness. You are being met here. And as you continue to practice this sacred pause, you will begin to notice something remarkable. Situations that once triggered you will feel less intense. Thoughts that once spiraled out of control will lose their grip. Your body will begin to trust that it does not have to stay in a constant state of alert. This is how peace starts, not as something loud or overwhelming, but as something quiet, steady, and deeply grounding. If this moment is speaking to your spirit, if you can feel even the slightest shift within you right now, then receive this with intention. Type "I receive divine stillness" in the comments if this is aligning with your soul. Blessing code 4411 has just been released over your life, sealing this moment of calm and opening the doorway for deeper peace to enter. And as this stillness begins to anchor itself within you, something even more powerful is about to unfold. Because now that the noise has been gently quieted, you are ready to release what has been hiding beneath it. And that is where true freedom begins. As this message reaches your heart, understand this: what you are receiving is not just for you alone. There are countless souls searching for this same peace, longing for this same clarity, but they have not yet found the doorway you have just stepped into. And in this moment, you have the power to help that light reach them. I feel called to be part of this mission. If those words are rising within you, do not ignore them. This is your invitation to sow into something eternal. Just as it is written, "Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be poured into your lap." This is not just a verse. It is a living promise speaking directly into your life right now. When you choose to support this message, you are not just giving. You are planting seeds of peace into the lives of others. You are helping this light travel further, reach deeper, and awaken hearts that are still waiting. The PayPal link is present in the description, and even within the QR code on your screen. This is your moment to act, to align your action with your spirit. Do not delay what your heart already knows. Step into this flow of giving, and as you do, may peace multiply in your life. May doors open that no one can shut, and may the presence of Archangel Michael surround you with protection and favor. Act now, and let your seed become a river of blessing. There is something within you that has been holding on for far too long, something subtle, yet deeply rooted. Even after you pause, even after you allow stillness to enter, there can still be a lingering weight, a quiet tension that does not fully leave. This is because what you are carrying is not only in your thoughts, it is embedded within your body. Fear leaves traces. Every moment of stress, every surge of anxiety, every time your system has gone into survival mode, it leaves an imprint. These imprints do not simply disappear when the moment passes. They settle into your nervous system, forming patterns that continue to activate even when there is no real danger. This is why you sometimes feel uneasy without knowing why. This is why your body reacts before your mind can make sense of it. But here is what you must understand right now: what hath been stored can be released. And this is where Archangel Michael brings you into the next step of the protocol, a step that is both powerful and deeply freeing. It is the clearing of the fear frequency from your body. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this: a radiant presence standing beside you, calm yet immensely powerful. Archangel Michael does not approach you with force, but with precision and authority. In his hand is the sword of divine light, not a weapon of harm, but a tool of truth. This sword does not cut flesh, it cuts through illusion, through fear, through every energetic attachment that has been weighing you down. As you remain in this space of awareness, begin to notice where your body feels tight, heavy, or restricted. It may be in your chest, your stomach, your shoulders, or even in your breath. Wherever it is, do not resist it. Simply acknowledge it, because awareness is what allows this process to begin. Now, gently visualize Archangel Michael lifting his sword of light. There is no fear in this moment, Only release. With a single, graceful motion, he begins to cut through the cords of anxiety, the lingering threads of fear that have attached themselves to your energy field. These cords may have formed through past experiences, through repeated stress, through emotions that were never fully processed. And as each cord is released, something begins to shift. You may feel a lightness where there was once pressure. You may sense a subtle warmth moving through your body. You may even feel emotions rising to the surface, but do not be alarmed. This is part of the clearing. This is your system letting go of what it no longer needs to carry. Breathe through it. Allow your breath to become a bridge between your body and this moment of release. With each inhale, imagine drawing in a soft, calming light. With each exhale, imagine that light pushing out the remnants of fear, dissolving them completely. There is no need to rush this. The process unfolds naturally as you allow it. Archangel Michael remains with you, steady and present, ensuring that only what is not meant for you leaves your field. Nothing of your true self is taken. Only what has been falsely attached. Only what has been weighing you down without purpose. And as this clearing continues, you may begin to notice something profound. The tension that once felt permanent starts to fade. The heaviness that once felt overwhelming begins to lift. Your body starts to recognize a state it has not felt in a long time, a state of ease. This is what happens when fear loses its hold. For so long, your system may have believed that it needed to stay alert, that it needed to stay guarded. But now, it is learning something new. It is learning that it is safe to release, safe to soften, safe to exist without carrying the constant weight of anticipation and worry. This step is not just about feeling better, it is about restoring your natural state. Because beneath all the layers of stress, beneath all the patterns of fear, there is a version of you that is already calm, already grounded, already aligned with peace. And as these layers are removed, that version of you begins to emerge. Stay with this feeling for a moment. Notice how your body responds when it is no longer holding on so tightly. Notice the space that begins to open within you. This space is important. It is not empty. It is receptive. It is preparing you for what comes next. Because once fear is cleared, something new can enter. And what is about to enter is not just calm, it is alignment at a deeper level than you have experienced before. A connection that will begin to stabilize your entire system from within. Archangel Michael has now removed what was blocking you. And in doing so, he has created the perfect opening for the next step to unfold, one that will bring your breath, your body, and your spirit into a rhythm of peace that feels natural, effortless, and deeply grounding. Do not rush away from this moment. Let it settle. Let it integrate. Because what is coming next will anchor this transformation in a way that stays with you far beyond this moment. There is a rhythm within you that you may have forgotten, a natural flow that once guided your body and spirit in perfect harmony. It is quiet, gentle, and often overlooked, yet it holds the power to stabilize everything within you. This rhythm is your breath, not just the automatic breathing that keeps you alive, but the sacred breath, the one that connects your physical body to your spiritual essence. The one that acts as a bridge between what you feel and what you are meant to feel. And now that the weight of fear has begun to lift, Archangel Michael is guiding you into the next step of this protocol, reconnecting with your divine breath rhythm. For a moment, become aware of how you are breathing right now. Is it shallow? Is it quick? Does it feel uneven or restricted? There is no judgment here. Only awareness, because your breath reflects your inner state. When your system is overwhelmed, your breath becomes tight and hurried. When your spirit is at ease, your breath becomes slow, deep, and steady. This is why your breath is so powerful. It does not just respond to your state, it can change it. Archangel Michael invites you now to gently take control of this rhythm, not with force, but with intention. Begin by inhaling slowly through your nose, allowing the air to fill not just your chest, but your entire body. Let it move downward, expanding your abdomen, creating space within you. Hold it softly for a moment, without strain. Then exhale slowly, releasing the air through your mouth, letting your body soften even more. Do this again. With each inhale, imagine that you are drawing in a calm, luminous light, pure, steady, and peaceful. This light is not just air, it is energy. It is divine presence flowing into your system, restoring balance where there was imbalance. And with each exhale, imagine releasing any remaining tension, any lingering heaviness, any subtle discomfort that has not yet fully cleared. Continue this rhythm, allowing it to become smooth and natural. As you do, something begins to shift on a deeper level. Your nervous system, which may have been operating in a state of alert, begins to receive a new message. You are safe. There is no urgency. There is no threat. There is only this moment, this breath, this steady flow of life moving through you. And as this message repeats with every inhale and exhale, your entire system starts to respond. Your heart rate begins to slow. Your muscles begin to relax. Your thoughts become less scattered. It is as if your entire being is recalibrating itself, returning to a baseline of calm that has always been within you, waiting to be accessed. Archangel Michael stands with you in this process, not as an observer, but as a guide. His presence strengthens this rhythm, amplifying the peace that flows through your breath. You may not see him, but you can sense the stability he brings, a grounded, unwavering energy that anchors you deeper into this moment. Now, allow your breath to become even more intentional. Inhale for a count of 4, hold gently for a count of 2, and exhale for a count of 6. Let the exhale be longer than the inhale, signaling to your body that it can release, that it can let go more fully with each cycle. This simple adjustment carries profound power. It tells your nervous system that it no longer needs to hold on. Stay with this rhythm. Notice how your body begins to trust it. Notice how your mind begins to follow it. The more you align with this breath, the more your entire system comes into harmony. And in this harmony, something beautiful begins to emerge, a quiet sense of control, not over the outside world, but over your inner state. This is where true peace begins to stabilize. Because when your breath is steady, your thoughts cannot easily spiral. When your breath is deep, your body cannot remain tense. When your breath is aligned, your spirit finds it easier to connect to higher frequencies, frequencies of clarity, of calm, of quiet joy. This is not temporary. This is not something that fades the moment you stop paying attention. The more you practice this rhythm, the more it becomes your natural state. It begins to carry into your daily life, into your reactions, into your responses. You begin to move through the world differently, not because the world has changed, but because you have. And this is what Archangel Michael is restoring within you, a sense of inner stability that does not depend on circumstances, a calm that exists regardless of what is happening around you. Stay here for a moment longer. Feel the breath moving through you, steady and consistent. Feel the space it creates within your body. Feel the quiet strength it brings to your spirit. Because now that your breath has been aligned, you are ready for something even more powerful. The next step will not only stabilize your peace, it will protect it. It will create a shield around your energy, ensuring that what you have begun to build cannot be easily disrupted again. And as you move forward, you will begin to feel something you may not have felt in a long time, a deep sense of safety, as if you are finally supported from within and beyond. Stay present. The transformation is deepening. Now that your breath has begun to find its natural rhythm again, there is something even more essential that must be established within you. Peace, once awakened, must be protected. Because the world you move through will not suddenly become silent. There will still be noise, still be pressure, still be moments that attempt to pull you out of alignment. And this is why Archangel Michael now guides you into the next step, the activation of your shield of inner peace. This is not imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is a real energetic boundary that your spirit is capable of forming, one that has always existed within your design, waiting to be activated through awareness and intention. Close your eyes for a moment and bring your attention inward again. Feel your breath moving steadily, calmly, just as you have aligned it. And now, begin to sense a subtle light forming at the center of your chest. It may start as something faint, something almost unnoticeable, but it is there. This light is not external. It is yours. It is the essence of your inner peace, your divine connection, your unshaken core. As you focus on it, the light begins to grow. Slowly at first, then more clearly, it expands upward, filling your chest, moving through your shoulders, your arms, your entire torso. There is no strain in this process. The light moves naturally, guided by your awareness, supported by the presence of Archangel Michael. Now, see this light extending beyond your body. It begins to form a field around you, a sphere of soft yet powerful energy. The color may appear as a blend of deep blue and radiant gold, the signature frequency often associated with Archangel Michael's protective presence. This is not a barrier of isolation. It is a shield of clarity, a field that allows peace to remain within you while filtering out what does not belong. As this shield strengthens, something shifts within your perception. The external world does not disappear, but it begins to feel different. The urgency that once pulled at you loses its intensity. The emotional weight from others no longer settles into your system as easily. Situations that once overwhelmed you now feel more distant, more manageable, as if there is space between you and them. This is the power of your shield. It does not block life. It stabilizes your experience of it. Archangel Michael stands at the edge of this field, not separate from it, but integrated within its structure. His presence reinforces it, ensuring that it remains steady, that it does not collapse under pressure. You are not maintaining this alone. You are supported, guided, and protected as you learn to hold this state. Now, bring your awareness to the edges of this shield. Notice how it feels, calm, steady, unshaken. This is where your boundary exists. Not a boundary of fear, but of clarity. It is the point where your energy ends and the outside begins. And for perhaps the first time in a while, that boundary feels defined. This is important, because without a clear boundary, everything blends together. Your emotions mix with the emotions of others. Your thoughts become influenced by external noise. Your peace becomes fragile, easily disrupted. But with the shield in place, there is separation. There is order. There is stability. Now, gently affirm within yourself, I am safe within my own energy. I am grounded in peace. I am protected. Let these words settle, not as something you are trying to believe, but as something you are recognizing as true. Feel how your body responds to this. There is a deep exhale that may come naturally, a release that signals trust. Your system is beginning to understand that it does not have to remain on guard. It does not have to absorb everything. It can exist in a state of calm awareness, knowing that it is supported. And as this realization anchors itself within you, your shield becomes stronger. Not rigid, not impenetrable, but stable and consistent. It moves with you, adapts with you, remains present in every environment you enter. Whether you are alone or surrounded by others, whether you are in silence or in noise, this field stays intact, holding your peace in place. This is how alignment becomes sustainable. It is not just about reaching a state of calm. It is about maintaining it. It is about creating conditions within your own energy where peace can continue to exist, regardless of external changes. Stay within this shield for a moment. Feel the steadiness it brings. Feel the quiet confidence that begins to rise within you. This is not forced. This is not something you have to hold tightly. It is natural. It is yours. And as you rest in this protected state, something else begins to surface. There are layers within you that are ready to be released, emotional burdens that have been carried for far too long. Now that your system feels safe, now that your energy is stable, you are ready to let them go. This next step will take you deeper than before. It will reach into places you may have avoided, not with force, but with compassion and support. Archangel Michael remains with you, steady as ever, ready to guide you through this release. Because what you are about to let go of will not just lighten your spirit, it will transform the way you carry yourself moving forward. There are things you have been carrying that were never meant to stay with you this long. Not because you are weak, not because you failed to release them, but because life has a way of placing weight on your shoulders before you even realize how heavy it has become. These are the emotional burdens that settle quietly within you. Unspoken stress, unresolved pain, silent disappointments, and responsibilities that were never truly yours to hold. And now, within this protected space you have created, with your breath steady and your shield activated, Archangel Michael gently brings your awareness to these hidden layers. Not to overwhelm you, but to free you. You may begin to sense them even now. A memory that lingers longer than it should. A feeling that tightens your chest when it surfaces. A quiet sadness that has no clear origin but had been present for far too long. These are not random. They are signals, reminders of what your spirit is ready to release. But here is the truth that many struggle to accept. You do not have to carry everything you have experienced. You do not have to hold on to pain to prove that it mattered. You do not have to keep burdens just because they have been with you for a long time. Archangel Michael is here to lift them. Not by force, not by taking away your experiences, but by helping you release the weight they have placed on your spirit. Because the experience can remain as wisdom, but the burden does not have to remain as weight. So gently, bring your attention inward once more. Within the space of your shield, within the rhythm of your breath, allow yourself to acknowledge what you have been carrying. There is no need to name everything, no need to analyze or understand every detail. Simply allow the feeling to surface, even if only faintly. And as it does, imagine placing it before you. Not inside you, not held tightly within your chest, but outside of you. Visible, separate. It may appear as a heaviness, a shadow, a weight of some form. However it appears is exactly how it needs to. Now, sense the presence of Archangel Michael stepping closer. There is no judgment in his presence. No questioning of why you held on, no expectation of how quickly you should release. There is only understanding. A quiet, unwavering compassion that meets you exactly where you are. He reaches out, not to take control, but to assist. And in this moment, you are given a choice. You can continue to carry what has been weighing you down, or you can allow it to be lifted. There is no pressure, only invitation. But deep within you, there is a part that already knows what it wants. A part that is tired of holding on, tired of the weight, tired of the quiet strain that has become so familiar. Let that part of you respond. Gently, without resistance, allow yourself to release. As you do, visualize Archangel Michael lifting that burden from where it rests before you. His touch is light yet powerful. The moment he makes contact, something begins to change. The heaviness that once felt dense begins to dissolve, breaking apart into fragments of light, losing its form, losing its hold. You may feel a shift in your body as this happens. A deep exhale, a softening in your chest, a release of tension you did not even realize you were holding. This is not imagined. This is your system responding to the absence of weight that has been present for far too long. Stay with this process. If there is more to release, allow it to surface. There is no limit here. No need to hold anything back. Each time you allow something to be lifted, you create more space within yourself. Space that was once occupied by heaviness is now open, receptive, and free. And in that space, something new begins to emerge. Lightness. Not just the absence of weight, but the presence of ease. A sense that your body can move more freely, that your thoughts can flow more clearly, that your spirit is no longer constrained by what it was holding. This is what happens when you release what was never yours to carry. And as this lightness settles within you, your shield of peace becomes even stronger. Not because it has to work harder, but because there is less within you that needs protection. The more you release, the more natural your state of peace becomes. Archangel Michael remains with you, steady and present, ensuring that this release is complete, that nothing lingers in the same way it once did. His presence is not temporary. It is consistent, available to you whenever you choose to return to it. Now, take a moment to feel yourself without that weight. Notice how your body responds. Notice the subtle shift in your breath, the ease in your posture, the quiet calm that begins to settle deeper within you. This is not a temporary relief. This is a realignment of your inner state. And as you stand in this new space, lighter and clearer than before, you are ready for something even more profound. Because now that the burdens have been released, your system is open to receive something higher. Something that does not just replace what was removed, but elevates you beyond where you were before. A frequency that is not dependent on circumstances, not influenced by the world around you, but sourced from something greater. This is where joy begins to enter, not as a fleeting emotion, but as a steady, divine frequency that your spirit is designed to align with. And that is what awaits you in the next step. There is a state of being that goes beyond temporary happiness, beyond fleeting moments of relief. It is not something that comes and goes depending on circumstances. It is steady, quiet, and deeply rooted within the soul. This is the frequency of heavenly joy, and now you are ready to align with it. Up until this moment, you have paused the chaos, released fear from your body, restored your breath, activated your shield, and let go of burdens that were never meant to stay. All of this has prepared you for what comes now. Because joy, in its highest form, cannot enter a system that is overwhelmed or cluttered. It requires space. It requires openness. And that is exactly what you have created. Archangel Michael is guiding you into this alignment, not by forcing a feeling, but by helping you tune into a frequency that already exists around you and within you. Joy is not something you have to chase. It is something you remember. So gently, bring your awareness inward once more. Within the calm space you have built, within the protection of your shield, begin to sense a subtle vibration. It may feel like warmth, like a soft glow, like a quiet upliftment that does not demand attention but invites it. This is the beginning of alignment with heavenly joy. Do not try to define it. Do not try to control it. Simply allow yourself to notice it. As you do, something begins to shift. Your thoughts become lighter, less rigid. Your body feels less heavy, more at ease. There is a quiet sense of relief, as if something within you is remembering what it feels like to exist without tension. This is not excitement. This is not intensity. It is deeper than that. It is peace infused with light. Archangel Michael's presence strengthens this frequency around you. His energy does not overwhelm. It stabilizes. It ensures that this joy is not fleeting, not something that fades the moment you lose focus. Instead, it becomes something you can return to, something you can anchor within yourself. Now, allow this frequency to expand. Imagine it beginning in the center of your chest, just like the light you felt before. But this time, it carries a different quality. It is warmer, softer, more uplifting. As it expands, it fills your entire body, moving through every space that was once occupied by heaviness. And as it fills you, notice what happens. There is a quiet smile that may begin to form, not because something external has changed, but because something internal has shifted. There is a sense of ease that settles into your breath, into your posture, into your awareness. You are not trying to feel good, you simply do. This is the frequency of heavenly joy. It does not require effort. It does not demand anything from you. It exists naturally when everything else that blocks it has been cleared. And now, you are experiencing it, not as an idea but as a reality within your own being. Stay with this feeling. Let it stabilize. Let it become familiar. Because this is not a moment you pass through, it is a state you can return to again and again. The more you align with it, the more it becomes your natural baseline. Archangel Michael stands with you, ensuring that this alignment is grounded, that it does not drift away. His presence acts as an anchor, keeping you connected to this frequency even as you move through your daily life. Now, gently affirm within yourself, I am aligned with divine joy. I am open to peace that does not fade. I am connected to a higher frequency. Let these words settle into you, not as something you are trying to create, but as something you are recognizing as already true. And as this truth anchors within you, you may begin to notice something remarkable. The need to control everything begins to fade. The urgency that once drove your thoughts begins to soften. There is a quiet confidence that replaces it, a sense that you are supported, that you are guided, that you are not navigating life alone. This is what happens when you align with a higher frequency. Life itself begins to feel different, not because it has changed, but because you have shifted into a state that is no longer easily shaken by it. Take a moment to fully receive this. Feel the joy not as something intense or overwhelming, but as something steady and present. Something that exists within you, independent of everything around you. If this is resonating with your spirit, if you can feel this shift even in the smallest way, then receive this with intention. Type I am aligned with JOY in the comments if this message is reaching your soul. Blessing code 8822 is now activated, sealing this alignment and strengthening your connection to this divine frequency. And as this joy begins to settle within you, understand this: what you are experiencing is not meant to be kept to yourself alone. There are others who are still searching, still struggling, still trying to find the same peace and clarity that you are beginning to feel right now. I feel called to help others receive this light. If that thought is rising within you, it is not random. It is a divine nudge. Just as a seed sown into fertile ground multiplies beyond what the eye can see, your support becomes a vessel through which this message reaches hearts across the world. As it is written, those who sow in tears shall reap in joy, and right now, you have the opportunity to be part of that harvest. When you choose to give, you are not simply offering support. You are activating a flow where peace travels further, where truth reaches deeper, where more souls awaken to the calm you are experiencing. The PayPal link is waiting for you in the description, and the QR code is placed before you as a gateway to act in this moment. Do not hesitate when your spirit is already moving. Step forward in this act of alignment, and as you do, may your life overflow with the same joy you are helping to release into others. Let your giving become a testimony, a living reflection of the peace that now resides within you. Now that you have touched the frequency of heavenly joy, something within you has changed. It may feel subtle, almost quiet, but it is real. A doorway has opened inside you, and through that doorway, peace is no longer something distant. It is something you can return to. But here is the truth you must understand. Alignment is not a one-time experience. It is a relationship you build, a connection you strengthen each day. Because the world will continue to move. There will still be moments that challenge you, situations that test your calm, environments that carry noise and pressure. And this is why Archangel Michael now guides you into the next step. Not just experiencing peace, but maintaining it. Not just reaching alignment, but living in it. This is where your daily connection begins. It does not require hours of effort. It does not demand perfection. It begins with simple, intentional moments where you return to what you have already activated within yourself. Just as you paused before, just as you aligned your breath, just as you felt your shield and your joy, you can return to these states at any time. And the more you return, the stronger the connection becomes. Start with awareness. Throughout your day, gently check in with yourself. Not in a way that creates pressure, but in a way that creates presence. Ask yourself, where am I right now within my own energy? Are you calm or are you being pulled into tension? Are you steady or are you reacting without awareness? This simple question creates a moment of pause, a moment where you step out of automatic patterns and back into conscious alignment. Archangel Michael stands with you in these moments, helping you notice without judgment. Because awareness is not about criticizing yourself. It is about recognizing when you have drifted and gently guiding yourself back. And when you notice that you have drifted, return to your breath. Just a few slow, intentional breaths are enough to begin the shift. You do not need to stop everything you are doing. Even in the middle of your day, even in the presence of others, you can take a moment internally to realign. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly, and feel your system respond. Then reconnect with your shield. You do not have to rebuild it from the beginning each time. It is already there. Simply bring your awareness to it. Feel the presence of that blue and gold light around you, steady and protective. This simple act reminds your system that it is safe, that it does not need to absorb everything around it. And then reconnect with joy. Not by forcing a feeling, but by remembering the frequency you touched. That quiet sense of ease, that subtle upliftment, it is still within you. Even if it feels faint at times, it has not disappeared. The more you acknowledge it, the more it grows. This is how alignment becomes part of your life. Not through effort, but through consistency. There will be moments when you forget, There will be times when you get pulled back into old patterns. This is natural. It does not mean you have lost what you gain. It simply means you are being given another opportunity to return. And each time you return, it becomes easier. Archangel Michael does not step away when you drift. He remains present, steady, waiting for you to turn your awareness back. His guidance is constant, but it meets you where your attention is. The more you bring your attention inward, the more you will feel his presence. You may also begin to notice subtle signs, a sudden sense of calm when you need it most, a thought that brings clarity in the middle of confusion, a feeling of reassurance that appears without explanation. These are not coincidences. These are moments where your connection is strengthening, where you are beginning to recognize the support that has always been available to you. Trust these moments. They are part of your alignment. As you continue this practice, something deeper begins to happen. Your default state starts to shift. Where you once reacted quickly, you now respond with awareness. Where you once felt overwhelmed, you now feel grounded. Where you once searched for peace, you now carry it within you. This is the transformation. It is not loud. It does not happen all at once. But it is steady, real, and lasting. And as you walk through your days with this growing awareness, you begin to embody something powerful. A calm presence that is not easily shaken. A quiet strength that does not need to prove itself. A connection that does not depend on external validation. This is what it means to live in alignment. Take a moment now to recognize how far you have already come. From the chaos you felt at the beginning, to the stillness, the release, the breath, the protection, the joy. You have moved through each step, and something within you has shifted. And yet, there is still more to understand. Because even as you strengthen this connection, there will be times when something attempts to disrupt it again. Moments when the noise returns, when the pressure rises, when the old patterns try to reappear. This is not failure. This is part of the journey. And in the next step, you will learn how to recognize these moments quickly and return to your alignment without losing your center. Because once you know how to do that, your peace becomes something that cannot be easily taken from you. There will be moments, even after everything you have experienced, when something tries to pull you out of alignment again. This is not a setback. It is not a sign that what you have built is fragile. It is simply the nature of moving through a world where different energies, pressures, and expectations continue to exist. And this is why Archangel Michael now brings you into a deeper level of awareness. The ability to recognize when your spirit is being disrupted and to return to your center without losing yourself. The truth is, disruption rarely announces itself loudly at first. It begins subtly. A slight shift in your mood. A thought that feels heavier than usual. A small irritation that grows more quickly than it should. These are early signals. They are your system's way of telling you that something is beginning to move you out of alignment. If these signals are ignored, they build. That slight irritation becomes frustration. That heavy thought becomes a spiral. That small shift in mood becomes a sense of overwhelm. And before you realize it, you are no longer grounded in the calm you once felt. You are pulled back into a familiar pattern, one that feels automatic and difficult to interrupt. But here is what has changed. You are no longer unaware. You now have the ability to notice these shifts as they happen. And this awareness is your power. Archangel Michael stands with you in these moments, not to prevent every disturbance, but to help you recognize it early, before it takes hold. His presence sharpens your awareness, allowing you to see clearly what is happening within you without becoming consumed by it. So when you begin to feel that shift, Pause. Not as a reaction, but as a response. A conscious interruption of the pattern that is trying to form. This pause is the same sacred space you entered before, the same doorway that leads you back into alignment. Take a breath. Slow it down, just as you learned. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. Feel your body respond, even if only slightly at first. This breath is your anchor. It brings you out of the momentum of the disturbance and back into the present moment. And now, bring your awareness to your shield. It is still there. It has not disappeared. But in moments of disruption, your attention shifts away from it, making it feel less present. Simply by remembering it, by sensing that blue and gold field around you again, you begin to restore its strength. Feel the boundary it creates. Notice how it separates you from the intensity of what you are experiencing. The situation may still be there. The emotion may still exist, but it no longer feels overwhelming. There is space between you and it. This space is where your control returns. Now, gently observe what triggered the shift. Not to analyze it deeply, not to judge yourself or the situation, but simply to recognize it. Was it something you heard? Something you thought? Something you felt in your body? This recognition helps you understand your patterns without becoming trapped in them. And once you recognize it, you can release it. You do not need to hold on to the reaction. You do not need to continue the spiral. Just as you released fear before, just as you let go of burdens, you can let this moment pass without attaching yourself to it. Archangel Michael assists you in this release, cutting through the intensity before it deepens. His presence reminds you that you are not defined by your reactions. You are not bound to repeat them. You have the ability to choose a different response. And this choice changes everything. Because each time you recognize a disruption and return to your alignment, you strengthen your ability to remain centered. What once pulled you away for hours, or even days, now becomes something you can shift within minutes. This is growth. It is not about never being affected. It is about not staying affected. Over time, you will begin to notice that these disruptions lose their power. They still appear, but they do not hold you in the same way. Your system becomes more stable, more resilient, more anchored in the peace you have cultivated. And this is where true confidence begins to form. Not a confidence based on control over the external world, but a confidence rooted in your ability to navigate your inner world. A quiet knowing that no matter what arises, you can return to your center. Archangel Michael continues to walk with you in this process, reinforcing your strength, guiding your awareness, and protecting your energy as you move through each moment. Take a moment now to reflect on this. You are no longer at the mercy of every thought, every emotion, every situation. You have tools. You have awareness. You have a connection that allows you to return to peace again and again. And as this becomes more natural to you, something even deeper begins to emerge. A sense of authority within yourself. Not control over others, not dominance over situations, but a grounded, steady presence that does not waver easily. A way of moving through life where peace is not something you search for, it is something you carry. And this is what you are stepping into next. There comes a moment in every spiritual journey where something shifts from practice into identity. It is no longer something you try to do. It becomes who you are. And this is the moment you are stepping into now. After everything you have moved through, after every layer you have released and every alignment you have restored, you are no longer the same person who began this journey. There is a quiet authority rising within you. Not loud, not forceful, but steady and undeniable. It is the kind of presence that does not need validation, the kind of confidence that does not depend on circumstances. This authority is rooted in your connection, in your ability to remain grounded, to stay aligned, to return to peace no matter what unfolds around you. Archangel Michael stands with you in this transformation, not above you, but beside you, affirming what is already being activated within your spirit. His presence now feels different, not distant or external, but integrated into your awareness. You are no longer just receiving guidance, you are embodying it. This is what it means to walk in divine confidence. It is not the absence of challenges. It is the absence of fear controlling you within those challenges. It is the ability to stand in situations that once overwhelmed you and feel something entirely different. Clarity, calm, and control over your inner state. Notice how this feels within you. There is a stability that was not there before. A grounded energy that does not fluctuate as easily. Where you once felt pulled in different directions, you now feel centered. Where you once questioned yourself, you now trust the quiet knowing within you. This is your authority, and it does not come from outside validation. It does not come from proving anything to anyone. It comes from alignment, from the consistent return to your breath, your shield, your awareness, your connection. It is built in the unseen moments, in the choices you make within yourself. Archangel Michael reinforces this authority by reminding you of a simple truth. You are not powerless in your own life. You are not here to be carried by every wave that comes your way. You are here to stand within your own energy, grounded and steady, no matter what surrounds you. And this realization changes how you move through everything. Conversations feel different. You listen more deeply, but you are not easily affected by the emotions of others. Situations that once triggered you now pass through your awareness without taking hold. Decisions become clearer, because they are no longer clouded by stress or urgency. You begin to operate from a place of choice rather than reaction. This is the essence of inner peace. It is not something fragile that can be taken from you. It is something stable that remains with you, because it is now part of who you are. And the more you live from this place, the stronger it becomes. There is also a deeper layer to this transformation. As you embody this peace, others begin to feel it. Not because you are trying to influence them, but because your energy carries a different frequency. Your presence becomes calming. Your words carry more weight. Your silence speaks more clearly. This is how alignment extends beyond you. Without effort, without force, your state begins to affect the environment around you. And this is part of your purpose, not to change others, but to hold a frequency that allows peace to exist wherever you are. Archangel Michael supports this expansion, ensuring that your energy remains clear, that your authority remains grounded in truth, and that your connection continues to deepen. And now, take a moment to fully recognize what has happened within you. From the beginning of this journey, where there was tension and uncertainty, to this moment now, where there is calm and clarity, you have moved through a complete transformation. Not by force, not by escaping your reality, but by realigning with what has always been within you. Feel that. Feel the difference in your body, in your breath, in your awareness. This is not temporary. This is not something that will disappear the moment this message ends. It is something you carry forward, something that continues to grow as you remain connected to it. And as you stand in this new state, something beautiful begins to settle over you. A sense of completion. Not the end of your journey, but the completion of a cycle, a movement from chaos into calm, from disconnection into alignment, from uncertainty into quiet confidence. Archangel Michael remains with you, steady and present, But now there is a shift. You are no longer reaching for guidance in the same way. You are walking with it. You are living it. And as this realization anchors within you, you are ready to receive the final integration of this protocol. A moment of closure, of reassurance, of deep, lasting peace that will carry with you beyond this experience. Because what comes next will not just affirm what you have gained, it will seal it within you. Beloved soul, take a gentle breath and allow everything you have just experienced to settle within you. There is no rush now, no urgency, no pressure to do anything more. You have already moved through something sacred, something deeply transformative, and this moment right here is where it all comes together. Feel the stillness within you, not the kind of silence that feels empty, but the kind that feels full, steady, alive with peace. This is no longer something you are trying to reach. It is something you are resting in. Your breath is calm. Your body is lighter. Your thoughts are no longer pulling you in every direction. And your spirit feels connected again. This is your natural state. This is who you were always meant to be, beneath the noise, beneath the pressure, beneath everything that once felt overwhelming. And now, through this sacred alignment, you have returned to it, not as a temporary escape, but as a grounded reality within yourself. Archangel Michael stands with you still, not as someone you must search for, but as a presence that remains near, steady and protective. His energy surrounds you, not to shield you from life, but to support you as you move through it with clarity and calm. You are not alone in this. You never were. But now, you can feel that truth more clearly than before. Let this awareness comfort you. No matter what tomorrow brings, no matter what situations arise, you carry something within you that cannot be easily shaken. You carry a rhythm of peace in your breath, a shield of clarity around your energy, a lightness in your spirit that no longer needs to hold on to unnecessary weight. And most importantly, you carry the knowing that you can always return here, even if the noise returns, even if the world feels heavy again, even if you find yourself drifting for a moment. You now know the way back. You know how to pause, how to breathe, how to realign, how to release, how to reconnect. This is your power, not control over everything around you, but mastery within yourself. A quiet strength that does not need to be proven because it is felt. A calm presence that does not need to be forced because it flows naturally from within you. Take another breath. Let it anchor this truth even deeper. You are safe. You are supported. You are aligned. And as you continue forward from this moment, allow yourself to move gently. There is no need to rush back into anything. Carry this calm with you. Let it guide your actions, your words, your thoughts. Let it shape the way you experience the world, not by changing everything around you, but by transforming the way you meet it. This is the gift you have received, and it will continue to unfold within you, quietly, steadily, in ways you may not even fully realize yet. Small moments of clarity, subtle shifts in how you respond, a growing sense of ease that becomes more and more familiar with each passing day. Archangel Michael remains close, watching over this transformation, ensuring that what has been activated within you continues to strengthen. His presence is not temporary. It is consistent, available, and always aligned with your highest peace. So rest in this. Trust it. Carry it with you. If this message has reached your heart, if you feel this calm settling within your spirit, then receive this final blessing with intention. Type "I walk in divine peace" in the comments if you accept this alignment fully. Blessing code 9901 is now sealed over your life. anchoring this peace within you and surrounding your path with divine protection. And as this peace settles into your spirit, hear this clearly. This moment you experienced is not meant to stop with you. There are souls right now, searching in silence, carrying burdens you have just been freed from, waiting for a message like this to reach them. I choose to be a vessel for this light. If that rises within your heart, then act on it without hesitation. As the word declares, whoever refreshes others will be refreshed, and today, you have the opportunity to become part of that divine flow. When you sow into this mission, you are not giving to a channel. You are opening a river of peace that reaches hearts across the world. Your offering becomes light in someone's darkness, calm in someone's chaos, hope in someone's breaking moment. The PayPal link in the description and the QR code on your screen are not just options. They are gateways for your obedience in this very moment. Step into it now. Release your seed with faith. And as you do, may heaven respond over your life with overflow, with protection, with unshakable peace. Let your action today become a testimony tomorrow.